Right now, first at 4. Just before noon, white smoke is seen pouring from the chimney atop the Sistine Chapel.
Habemus Papam.
Words Catholics across the world have been waiting to hear. We have a pope. Thousands in St. Peter's Square and around the globe cheered word of a new pontiff.
La pace sia con tutti voi.
He told the crowd, "Peace be with you all." The first words from the former Cardinal Robert Prevost, now Pope Leo XIV, the first American-born pope in history. We have live team coverage reacting to today's historic news. And we begin first at 4 with a live look over St. Peter's Square. People all day were gathered in celebration of the new Pope, Leo XIV, who addressed the crowd for the first time just a couple hours ago. Thanks for joining us first at 4. I'm Lauren Hall, and here in Western New York, reaction is pouring in from the local Catholic community. This afternoon, we have live team coverage following this historic announcement. 2 on your sides, Andy Payton is standing by at OLV Basilica, but we begin with our Dave McKinley, who watched along with 2 local priests as the new pontiff was introduced to the world for the first time. Dave.
Lauren, we watched it all right here at Channel 2 with Father Paul Sile, longtime chaplain for the Buffalo Fire Department, and Monsignor David LaPuma of Our Lady of Victory Basilica. Now, Lauren, wait till you see this. Both watched with anticipation, perhaps as much as those gathered in St. Peter's Square. And then both were stunned when it was announced for the first time ever an American had been selected Pope. We will share with you first their reaction and then their thoughts on what impact an American Pope might have on the Catholic Church in the United States.
1955. Wow. Wow. He was born a month after me. Oh my God. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, isn't that something? Oh my God.
It's just a tremendously exciting thing on the emotional level, but then on a spiritual and also on a practical level, I think the beauty is that he has so much awareness of the universality of the church, even though he's an American, and we're going to take pride in that and maybe expect a little extra attention perhaps, I don't know.
And we're going to elevate the faith in the United States. We're going to lift people up. I love the fact that he says all are welcome. Wow.
Both explain that the selection of a new pope is and has always been a day of celebration for the church. But this was like a cherry on top of the cake. Now we've heard from these clerics, and now with reaction from others, let's go live to Andy Payton, who's standing by Victory Basilica in Lackawanna. Andy?
Yeah, Dave, you just touched on it a little bit there, right? But the shock scene in St. Peter's Square very much being felt here at the Basilica. We just finished speaking with Monsignor Burkhardt a few moments ago, and he, just like the rest of us, expressed that he never thought he'd see an American pope in his lifetime. But he says that Pope Leo XIV will be more than just an American pope, because his time as a missionary and his efforts in Peru, where he actually has dual citizenship because of the amount of time that he spent there. And because of that time in Latin America, Monsignor Burkhardt telling us that he feels he is the right person to unify the church during this uncertain time. Take a listen to this.
We're a very divided church, we're a very divided country, we're a very divided world. Hopefully someone like him will be able to bring people together again. One of the things he mentioned in his very early speech on the balcony of St. Peter's was it's important to build bridges. That was certainly true of Pope Francis as well. And so I think he's going to be a bridge builder.
And now another interesting thing that he shared with us is that popes don't pick their name lightly. He thinks Leo was very intentional. The last Pope Leo we saw was obviously the 13th, and he was a pope back in the late 1800s. He was known as the Pope of social justice, and Monsignor Burkhardt feels that that's very indicative of what we could likely see with Pope Leo XIV's time as Pope, and likely continuing a lot of those progressive ideals that Pope Francis brought to the church during his time. We're going to have much more on this story for you throughout this evening. We'll have live reports for you here at the Basilica again at 6, 7, and 11 o'clock. But for now, live and on your side here in Lackawanna, Andy Payton, Channel 2 News.
Andy, thank you so much for that. And stay with us here on your side as we continue to follow the latest out of the Vatican and reaction here at home. We'll have more of that coming up at 4:30. And tonight on NBC Nightly News, Lester Holt will be live in St. Peter's Square capturing the excitement. That's coming up at 6:30 right here on Channel 2.